And so you see these men, these great men that I watched on TV, I'm now with them. And for the longest time, I put people who had better childhoods, better grades, better this, better that, I put them all above me. But now I'm on the same playing field as them. So when you get on the same playing field as these men who you think are better than you look at them eye to eye, and you realize that they're not. So once again, I'm starting to do all this live autopsy shit, like saying, God, man, you were mind fucking yourself your whole life, thinking that this person came from a nicer house, better education, better mom, better dad, and they're better than you. It's not the case. You have this in you. You may have to dig a little deeper to find it. You know, their family may have started them off a lot better than you, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. So I started really realizing how powerful the mind was in that third hell week.
Yeah. When you talk about abuse, was that physical abuse?
Yes.
From your father, right?
Big time. Physical
like
abuse.
how was that? Do you think that's probably the worst pain you suffered, or would it be like more in the later time?
You know what? That pain I was able to bury.
Yeah.
But I realized that pain was probably the worst pain I suffered because it came alive. So my soon-to-be stepdad got murdered. So I was 12 years old, 12 or 13. He got murdered before the wedding. And then what happened was the year before my stepdad got murdered, this is when I realized that I was burying everything. I was just a tough kid, walking around, nothing ever hurt me. I'll never forget, I was in, I believe, 7th grade, and we had this bus route. And we picked up elementary, and we picked up junior high kids. So this one kid, I forget his name, let's say his name was Timmy, he was on our bus route. It was right before school, right before Christmas break. And he missed the bus. So we had about 15, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 buses that were lined up outside the school. It was a snowy day outside, and all this stuff was going on. So anyway, the buses were lined up, and there's a sign that tells all the buses to pull forward, open the doors at the same time. I see the kid pull up, and it's probably like maybe 15 feet away from our bus. The kid pulls up that missed the bus. He pulls up with his mom. He runs over. His mom yells back at him. I'm in the very back seat of the bus. There's actually a point to the story.
Yeah.
So I'm looking over at him. He gets out. I'm in the backseat of the bus. His mom calls him back to the car. He forgot something. He forgot some cookies because he was going to give them to the to the bus driver.
Yeah.
So he goes back, gets the cookies. I look forward. The buses move forward. I look over 1 second later, and this lady's pulling her hair out of her head. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. I'm like, what? I'm not putting two to two together. It just happened in a split second. And she's looking down under my tire where I'm sitting. And I look at my window and I see these little spots on the window. And she's looking down. I let down the window and I look down and this little kid's head is smushed. The bus ran over this kid's head. Don't know how it happened. Killed him, obviously. And I went home that night and I slept on the floor for about, 3 to 6 months. It was a long period of time. I couldn't sleep in the bed. And everything I had ever buried from my whole life came alive. And that was a very, 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 very horrible time for me because my childhood, my beatings, my stuttering, all the things I buried, this incident brought them to life, and they roosted in my head for a lot of years. So the fear was real, the pain was real, the suffering was real, the insecurities were very real. It just came alive. So
this came back?
Oh, everything came back.
And how old were you at the moment?
I believe I was in 7th grade. So, 12?
And this was this was a school bus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those yellow ones?
Yep. The yellow school bus.
Wow.